we're talking about, again, decisions we make with the money that we are taking from taxpayers and printing and borrowing, right, to the tune of $1 trillion plus deficits every year. And I started this by saying when I ran for office 5 years ago, for the first time, our national debt was $21 trillion. Today, it is $31 trillion. $10 trillion in the mere 5 years since I've been here. $2 trillion a year, my friend from Pennsylvania. But we keep funding this stuff. So this is the nexus I want the American people to understand. The deficit spending isn't just about the deficits. The deficit spending is why our nation is being torn apart. We are supposed to be able to agree to disagree. We are supposed to be able to have 50 laboratories of democracy sewn together under a commonality, defending ourselves and have an economy that functions. And instead, we are funding the bureaucrats that are ripping us apart, thread by thread. IRS agent after IRS agent, FBI agent after FBI agent. And I say that as someone who worked in the U.S. Attorney's Office with great men and women in the FBI whose father was an IRS agent. My father worked for the Internal Revenue Service as an auditor. I have no problem with how we try to set these things up to work, but hiring 85,000 new IRS personnel on the back of what we knew happened, targeting certain individuals with the power of the IRS, the FBI targeting a father, targeting Scott Smith in Loudoun County and saying you're a domestic terrorist, in coordination with the National School Boards Association, which now 26 states have, state school board associations have removed themselves from. That's what the American people need to understand. We're funding that. $10 billion, $10.8 billion for the FBI, $12.6 billion for that IRS, $1.5 billion for ATF. For our public health, $8.5 billion for CDC, $6.3 billion for the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, $45 billion for NIH generally, $3.3 billion for the FDA, $122 million for the WHO,